Hi-ho, neighborinos. It's time once again for another mind-blowing edition to Cyber Force Advance 101. Today, I'm going to submit lesson numero 3 on smartphones. I mean, we call them smartphones, and we do still make calls on them, I guess. But really, these are small computers on which is stored stuff like your bank credentials, your internet history, your personal photos, and all sorts of stuff you want to keep away from the bad guys, right? Now, I've already posted 2 other videos on this topic, and while there will be some overlap with those, I do recommend you watch them before you watch this one, because there is stuff on those videos which I'm not going to cover here. So I thought a little bit about how to organize this, because I have quite a bit of material to cover here. Therefore, I decided to divide it into 3 parts: prevention, detection, and remediation. And since it's so much to cover, I'm actually going to list all of these steps in the notes below, along with every link I reference. The first part is my personal favorite, because if you get this right, your odds of getting your phone compromised are lowered precipitously. Not to 0. There's no such thing as perfect security in this world, but as close as you can get. So let's go through the steps to help lower those odds in the first place, okay? First, if you're thinking about buying a new phone, I found a great resource for you, the Android Device Security Database. You can go to this database online, do a search for your phone, and it'll show you stuff like how old the phone and its operating system are, and how often it's getting patched. These need to be things you consider before you buy that phone. Now, dealing with the phone you have right now, here are 8 steps, and of course they're not comprehensive, but 8 steps on how to make your phone safer. The first 2 are stuff you need to look at before you download any new apps. First, on the app page where they have a description of the app and what it does, check for any typos and poor grammar. Second, look at the download stats on the app. If there are only a few dozen downloads, that's a bad sign. Once you've downloaded the app, take a close look at the permissions it's asking for on your phone. Be skeptical. Ask yourself questions like, is there a good reason why a flashlight app needs to know my location? It should be only asking for permissions to do stuff on your phone which it needs to do its job, period. Fourth, keep your phone operating system and all of your apps updated. Each phone can be different, so you might have to consult Dr. Google on how to make sure these 2 things are updated on a regular basis. Fifth, make it a practice to turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth when you leave your house, and don't turn them on again while you're out until you need them. Sixth, as I mentioned before, get a third-party anti-malware or antivirus, or otherwise known as AV app. Seventh, and I've just learned about this recently, check to see if your AV app actually detects and tells you when you've downloaded a bad app. I know what you're thinking right now. Keith, you ruggedly handsome guy, you! How can I check to see if my AV app will actually do this for me? Well, you go to the Google Play Store and download the F-Secure AV Test app. It's an app in the store which is specifically designed to test this out for you. You download the app and it's totally harmless. But if your AV is working the way it should, it'll set off alarm bells for you. And number 8, if you use Chrome browser on your phone, turn on safe browsing for it. Now let's talk about detection. No system is perfectly secure, so what are some signs that your phone actually is compromised? Again, not a comprehensive list. Number 1, unexplained poor battery life. Number 2, you install an app and it disappears. That's a pretty bad sign. Number 3, randomly appearing apps. 4, unexplained high data usage. 5, unexplained pop-up ads. And 6, your app or your phone keeps crashing. Finally, let's talk about remediation. Let's suppose for a moment that the bad guys actually got onto your phone. What do you do next? Well, the first step obviously would be to try to uninstall the bad app, because most likely this is how they got in. It might not work, but it's certainly worth a try. Second, run a scan with your Anti-Malware app and see if it can clean your system and remove anything the bad guys left behind. And third, if you are not totally sure that you've gotten rid of everything the bad guys put on there, it's better to be safe than sorry, and you might need to consider doing a complete wipe and factory restore on your phone. The good news is, and I need to reemphasize this, if you just follow my prevention steps, which I've talked about here and on other videos, your odds of getting compromised are pretty low. Anyway, that's all for now from your Cybersecurity Pal. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, be sure to click the subscribe and the bell button below. As always, thanks so much for watching, and God bless.